My testimony myself was when I was a second grade student, I was a D and F student, and they held me back. And my mom enrolled me in pianos, and I went from D's and F's to A's in 1 year. And so I'm a true believer that music heals, and the power of music, even listening to it, brings joy.
Hi, I'm Chris Garner of the St. Paul and Minnesota Foundation, here with our second episode of Corner Conversations. We all know that music has the power to help us learn and heal. For this interview, we had the opportunity to sit down with Rexton Halsey of Walker West to hear what his organization is doing to make an impact on the community with music and find out ways you can too.
Walker West is just not a music school. It's an institution. I mean, we're the largest community music school founded by African Americans in the country. There's no school that has survived for 35 years. That's major. What Reverend Walker and Grant West have built in Walker West is they have presented just a good vibe where people just want to come here and they want to work with the kids. They enjoy the environment. That's not something that can be duplicated. Well, music is, first of all, it's healing. You can either learn music, it's a healing process, and we're doing it now across all generations. We now have an early childhood music program called Homies in Harmony with Auntie Jayanthi. And the kids love it. We have kids as young as 6 weeks old. And what that does with music, it helps the children, the pre-kindergarten children, with brain development. And it also helps with impulse control, and it gets them ready for kindergarten. And so that's on the one side of the generation. And then when you go on the opposite side of the generation, we have an elders choir. It's a dementia-friendly choir called the Amazing Grace Chorus. And it's amazing what you can see when those seniors come in, some of them that have Alzheimer's, and they go through their exercise and they start singing and dancing, and you can just really see the healing power of music right there in front of your face. And then in between, we have a large academic opportunity gap in Minnesota between Black students and white students. And we know that music helps to close the gap because it's like getting a brain workout. From my standpoint, music is foundational. And it's a need to have, and it should be foundational in all of our schools in St. Paul. Well, I mean, I can even go back to a relative that was in the juvenile system. We hooked him up to music at Walker West, and his whole trajectory had changed. And now he's probably one of the best young drummers in the Twin Cities. Music changed his life. It definitely put him on a different path. Music is a confidence builder. Once you learn how to play a piece, if you look at our founder, Grant West, he will sit down with a kid for the first time and he will tell them, at the end of this session, you will know a song. You will be able to play a song. And people look up at him kind of skeptical. But at the end of the session, they're playing the knuckle song or they're playing hot cross buns or something. And then they go away and Grant will say, and then you can show your friends what you just learned. And so, it builds that confidence. It builds determination. When you play in groups, it builds, teamwork. We teach music because we want our everybody to be human. And I always tell people, I'm not trying to get Grammy Award-winning musicians at Walker West. I'm trying to get Grammy Award-winning humans at Walker West. St. Paul, Minnesota Foundation is our largest relationship and our largest partnership. And Sharon DeMark has just been a champion for Walker West. And she's stepped over boundaries to make sure that we get what we need. And it's that kind of relationship. A lot of times when you think of funders, say, oh, I just write a grant and get some money. No, not with Sharon. It's about a relationship.